Shalom, shalom alaikum. I gotta say this. This is one of the most racist comments I ever heard from Isha Fletcher. The Messianic Isha Fletcher, because he's Messianic. He's a Messianic Jew. It's in parentheses. Uh, if knowingly or unknowingly, that's something different. I'm not saying that that he knows or he does or whatever. No, that just in case. So the most racist comment I ever heard, he said that in one of his videos, actually much more than one video, he said that Puerto Rico is actually just U.S. territory. It's a no, I'm sorry. It's a nation. It's a country that is U.S. territory, and they don't got no right to vote for the president. You know something that's extremely racist coming back big time. Like there's no tomorrow. First of all, Puerto Rico is not a country at all. It's not a nation. Every nation, the guy call it fundamental. The fundamental is this too. Anything else is extra. You don't need all the extra stuff. This is the fundamental. Number one, it's called freedom. So you actually, in other words, you don't belong to another country. That's number one. Number two is called actually um, having your own citizenship. Okay. The only land that actually is a country, is a nation, is bad though, is terrible, is disgusting, and I suffer as American. It's American Samoa. Samoa is a country, it's a nation. It has your own citizenship, but it is not free. It belongs to the United States. They are not American citizens at all. For example, you come from Russia, you go to American Samoa to have actually the hope so your children become actually American citizens. It's not going to happen though, because over there they're not American citizens at all. They're Samoa citizens, and that's all it is. Okay, but unfortunately, it's a nation because it has your own passport, their own citizenship. But because they belong to the United States, they can travel and play in the United States. Doesn't matter what. They have to die in 3 months if they want. Most of them they don't do it because they don't have to. Because they're not that needy actually. Because actually they don't got a dollar. They got actually much cheaper stuff than the United States. So actually, some of them they can make more money in Samoa than living in the United States than actually living in the United States. So that's why many of them they don't ask for no citizenship, and they know also they have to pay two taxes, Samoa taxes and United States taxes. They ask for actually for the citizenship actually in United States. So as I said before, they can, for example, like 3 months, actually ask for the citizenship, living in any place, Puerto Rico, US Virgin Islands, any place in the United States. The people actually they are American citizens. They are American citizens. They don't do paperwork. But you're from Samoa, you have to do paperwork, but you have to be 3 months in any of those places. Then but most of them don't do it because actually they don't have to. As I said before, one more time, when I mention, the interest that everything's cheaper over there than United States. That's why they don't have to. The other thing they don't have to actually. So how can I tell you though? So there's no need. There's no need because then after that, have to pay actually American taxes and Samoan taxes. They have to pay federal taxes and they have to pay American Samoan taxes to a same time, two different countries. That's all the reason altogether they can't. They don't want to. Some of them they do it because they have actually some rights over here as citizens when they are living in another place in the United States. Just Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, whatever it is actually. Okay. So, but Puerto Rico it is not Samoa. Puerto Rico it got it's United States. They got freedom. It's called American freedom. So they can travel in any place in the United States and they can do whatever they want in the United States. But it's not a piece of land separate from the United States. It's not a country. As I said before, you gotta be independent and have your own citizenship. This citizenship as Samoa, even though it belongs to the United States, it shouldn't be belong to the United States because actually they don't got American citizenship. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be independent. If they want actually to be part of the United States, Samoa, actually, so giving American citizenship. That's why I see it as a model. It don't make no sense at all. Besides that, though. Okay, so Puerto Rico is not the same situation. Puerto Rico, United States, you look at Virgin Island. Virgin Island is actually the same thing, United States, but American citizen. Actually, that's what it is. There are people that are Arabs, there are people that are white Europeans, there are people actually black Africans in Puerto Rico, just like in New York City. They got different people like that. But actually, over there officially, when it's about racial, Puerto Rican, consider Puerto Rican like Spanish, Taino Indian, not Taino Mexican, but Taino Indian, Black African. So you are Puerto Rican over there, according to the local culture it is. Politically, something different. Politically, actually, Hispanic says I'm American. That's what it is. They got workforce one. They got most of the stuff that actually got in other states. They got over there. That's what you got. You see workforce one. You're gonna see over there. If you're looking for a job, you're gonna see Department of Labor. You're gonna see workforce one, different stuff like that. And also they have to pay Social Security, American Social Security, because the opponent says FICA. They have to pay actually. But the only problem that is, this is the part, because it's not the local government is not federal. Because for example, when it was part of the United States was in 1898, before they were Spanish citizens, not Latino American citizens, but Spanish citizens, right? In 1898, it was taken over by Spain, right? Then after that, actually in 1917, gave formally on paper, everybody is not just part of the United States, but everybody is born American citizen, so you are equal. Okay, perfect. So tell me, I want to ask to somebody, what kind of government do they have in the time? What kind of local government do they have? For example, Pennsylvania got federal and Commonwealth. New Hampshire they got federal and whatever. New York got only federal. That's called local government. Local government actually stationary governments that is. Because you got national government, you got the local government. There are two different kind of government. They call local government from the state and the national government. There are two different kind of governments actually. Okay, so we got that. So what kind of government did they have in that time? I want to know people to tell me. Federal, Commonwealth, confederate state. Yes, he's still using the confederate. Actually, they started before offering United States at the time. Which one? A, B, or C? A, Commonwealth. B, federal. C, none of the above. They didn't have no local government at all. The only thing government that they had actually was Congress. The Congress used to say, for example, what to do in Puerto Rico in the time. Uh, they have, for example, uh, their own person from the Congress decided appointed by the Congress that was actually from the North. Then after that, later on, they put somebody there actually called Piñeros. If you're American, you should know about this because if I want to say for over 100 years, if you have to know basic American history. You don't know basic American history, I doubt that you're American. But if you're an American, that's very understandable. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong to know I'm American, but there's nothing wrong to be American either. I'm proud to be American. But anyway, I said before, so in that time, actually, I'm sweating, kind of sweating. So in that time, actually, they have, for example, what kind of government? None. Because actually, as I said before, the Congress used to say, okay, you have to do that. Then I was appointed somebody actually from the North America, though. So, but remember, United States is not North America. United States is a whole nation that has Asia, like for example, Samoa, also Hawaii. Hawaii, the local government of Hawaii is actually federal. So some people say, oh, actually, the United States is not North America. No, it is not North America. United States is United States. It's a whole nation that got different branches in different parts of the planet Earth. That's what it is. It's political. Let's put it like that. It's a political nation. It's not actually geology nation. Geology nation means, for example, okay, this is the land and all those people that are from this nation. No. Political nation means, for example, when it goes to spread to different places, okay, this is part of our nation, so these people over here, they are from our people. That's called political nation. That's a political, spreading the politics to other nations. Spreading the nation, or you want to call it another way, spreading the empire between parentheses. That's up to you how you're gonna see it, though. So, okay. So in 1917, actually, they put actually official. Actually, you are American citizen. Actually, when you go to any place, you can go to any place. It doesn't matter because actually you are a citizen. You got the rights as any American citizen. That's what it was in 1917. Okay. Now, they didn't have no local government in Puerto Rico, but they had no local government in Puerto Rico. Doesn't mean, for example, if you travel to another state, you cannot do stuff. Yes, you do any stuff like any American citizen, because only in Puerto Rico they have no local government. That's all it is. Only in Puerto Rico. Though. So then after that, you know what they decided in the late 1950s? Okay, so I think it's time because they don't want actually Puerto Rico to become independent. So actually, they want to be actually still part of the United States. They don't want to give too much good stuff because they become too much freedom. They're gonna become independent from us, and we don't want them to be independent. But be part of the United States and be American citizen, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But we want to be independent. We don't want to actually. In that time, they could do it because if they wanted actually agriculture during that time, because the only thing that they have available agriculture in the time. Now they don't got it because they cannot even actually they don't have even agriculture in the time. It's an industry right now. Puerto Rico is an industry, and it's not enough actually to take care of themselves. But that's a different, development actually. That's what it is. So anyway, so they don't want to be independent. So they want to be part of the United States and be American citizen like always, actually. But then after they decided, okay, now we're gonna put somebody from Puerto Rico to become a governor instead to appoint here from the north. Then appoint actually over there appointed called Piñeros, actually by the Congress. But still, he was the first Puerto Rican after Spain, because before that, actually, before the United States, it used to be part of Spain, and all Puerto Ricans actually appointed Puerto Ricans. But to the same time, these Puerto Ricans, they were Spanish people to the same time because they were Spanish citizens to the same time, both. All right. Like for example, you got New Yorkers and you got Americans. So you can be New Yorker and American to the same time because New York is part of the United States and you're American citizen to the same time. Okay. So in this situation, when they appointed actually Piñeros, but by the Congress, not by the people from Puerto Rico. Then after that, later on, they decided, okay, let's put somebody, for example, now we're not going to put somebody, we're going to allow Puerto Rico now to have the freedom to vote, to have somebody there to become a governor. But remember, they still being American citizen, they still be part of the United States, doesn't matter what. The rest of it, nothing changed it. Nothing changed. None of that. The only thing that changed is actually now it's okay to have people actually to vote for the local government, for the local governor. That is, that's what the Congress was changing. That's what it is. So then after that, they vote actually for this guy. If you go for Google, you got Luis Munoz Marin. Luis Munoz Marin. So Marin actually. Then after that, that's actually the first governor of Puerto Rico by the local people for Puerto Ricans. Like for example, in New York, they vote for the mayor and the governor, whatever it is. In New York, the same situation, and they're all American citizens. So over there, they see American citizens, but it's part of New York actually. I'm saying, they was actually now for Puerto Ricans actually. Uh, then after that, when they vote actually for uh, become actually they vote for this guy, so they become actually called a Commonwealth state. But the Commonwealth state actually, they say, for example, we offer you federal Commonwealth. We offer you um, also we offer you uh, all that, but not independent. We don't offer you independence at all whatsoever. So so, but if you take, for example, federal, you're born United States, you're American citizen. They say no. You stay the same way. You stay the same situation. The same situation. The only difference that is now you're gonna vote for the president. They wanna do it at that time because they have no local government. Plus, at the same time, actually, it was a brand new transition because it was taken in 1898. They didn't want to be independent, so they wanted actually to put slowly for a couple of years, not 100 years, for a couple of years to put a power in the United States, just like any American state, like American state. But it take a couple of years, not 50 years, like some people, like for example, Isha Fletcher believes, okay? Because they want to give like a 100 year or 200 years to people actually, they become actually most, the Arabs, then to become, they have the same rights as Israelites. That's a lie because Puerto Rico, it never happened like that. It just happened just a couple of years, not 100 years. They were American citizens after 10 years. Technically, you can say, well, regular American citizen 17 years, but now 150 years. Then after that, the local government that they gave them actually, it's not because they gave them actually the local government actually by the Congress. They choose, the Puerto Rican choose, not Congress from the U.S. Okay, Commonwealth was not choose by the Congress. The Puerto Rican choose the Commonwealth because, say, for example, if you become federal, you still the same way, but The only thing actually also the whole time you cannot vote for the president because we don't have to have problems. You never know what might happen. Now you can vote for the president. You can vote actually for the president, but to the same time actually, how you call that? You have to pay property taxes. So your own houses, you have to pay taxes for the government. No way. But to the same time, they say, for example, you become actually a Commonwealth. In the Commonwealth, actually, you don't pay property taxes. That means you don't pay for the houses. Meaning, if the Puerto Rican at the time, they got insulted when they say, for example, paying for my house belongs to me. You are imperialistic. You are taking over my own house too, besides the land. That's how they took it. Actually, because under Spain, they were not paying property taxes. Like for example, you got your own house. Oh yeah, but also to the same time, even though I buy my own house, I have to pay to the government property taxes. That would consider actually immoral. Actually, for me, actually, I can understand the mentality, and I see, something. I agree with that. Even though I'm New Yorker, was raised as a New Yorker, actually for almost for technically 40 years. Actually, I'm actually 51 years old. Actually, almost actually 40 years. After 2 years, you are a New Yorker. That's how it is. Actually, unless you come from the country, you got 40 years. You are not a New Yorker because you come from another country. That's a different story. So, but anyway, so they saw it as a wrong thing actually, because that's my house. It doesn't belong to you. It might belong to me. Why I got to pay taxes to you? So they're going to tell, okay, so we rather being actually Commonwealth because we don't have to pay actually property taxes to you, to the Congress. We don't have to actually to the government of the United States at all. So they're not going to actually be paying actually federal taxes. Only actually at all. Namely, they weren't even paying state taxes because there was no such thing as state. Now they do. But in that time, they didn't have even state taxes at that time. Okay? So that's what happened. They said, okay, so let me choose A, B, C. Federal, Commonwealth, Confederate. Yeah, they offer Confederate. Okay, Federal. No, I'm sorry, not Federal. Commonwealth. Because see, Paul says, I'm American, and to the same time, actually, like traveling any part of the United States, but I'm not going to be, actually, my house belongs to me, not to the government, because if I pay property taxes, that means belong to the United States, and I'm going to pay federal income taxes. But the problem is, actually, people believe that everybody in Puerto Rico do not pay federal taxes. That's a lie. Only regular people do not pay federal taxes. The businesses in Puerto Rico pay federal taxes. They do pay federal taxes, the businesses over in Puerto Rico. Personal taxes, for example, regular workers do not pay federal income tax, but they pay Social Security and they pay FICA. They do. So they only pay actually property taxes, and the federal actually when actually workers. But the government actually, I'm sorry, the poor people, they actually the businesses actually um, is the one that actually pay to the government, and that's how it is to the federal government actually. So they decided, okay, so we want to choose this flavor, the flavor of Commonwealth, because we have been already Americans. We're American citizens. We can travel any place. Actually, we don't change. The only thing actually, well, we don't vote for the president, but we don't give a damn. We don't care. Okay, because actually that's a good trade. So I'm not gonna vote for the president. Then after that, actually, and that's how it is. But the problem is, I don't know if everybody knew. But also, you cannot have a vote for the president, but at the same time, you can actually have representation in Congress. Actually, if you accept, for example, the Commonwealth. But that's what happened. So that's the reason of it. When they are Commonwealth, they have, for example, they don't know actual representation in the Congress. It's a symbolic representation. This is somebody at Puerto Rico that sees everything what's going on in the Congress, but he cannot vote. In a way, he sees what they're doing, the vote, and everything. But of course, the representative from Puerto Rico actually, when they finish talking or whatever they're doing, he make what is called actually socializing, social to the people, and say, yeah, but Puerto Rican is this, Puerto Rican that, Puerto Rican this, Puerto Rican that. And then after that, the people from the Congress listen to the representative from Puerto Rico, and they can change the actually the vote, or they can do whatever actually they think is necessary. So even though he's symbolical actually uh, representation of Puerto Rico, it's only one person that goes over there though, and it's paid by the government from Puerto Rico, from the local state. Actually, the only thing he can do for example is what, just to listen about what they do in the Congress. When they do something in the Congress, he's supposed to be there. So then after that, in any moment they can socialize, because there's no obstacle, there's no law that says you can socialize against actually Congress people. So the Puerto Rico actually representative from Puerto Rico can actually socialize with the Congress senators and the Congress representatives. That's what they do, you know, and that's how it is. But United States did not impose Commonwealth. One more three times. I'm saying United States did not impose Commonwealth. You didn't impose Commonwealth. It was a pick and choose, because the story, for example, if we do that, we don't have to actually, the property taxes is our houses. You're not supposed to take money from our houses. So, and I agree with that. If, actually, everybody in the United States should actually come together and say, something, actually not supposed to be paying property taxes from my house. Also, another thing that is, in Puerto Rico, even though you don't pay property taxes for your house, but you got two houses, and you don't leave a house, the other house you have to pay taxes, not to the federal government, but to a state government, means Puerto Rico government, because the state. So the state, that's what they do, actually. If you rent a business, a place, you have to pay actually taxes to the government from Puerto Rico, because you are renting actually a place. But when you have your own house and you are living in the house, you don't pay actually taxes at all to nobody at all whatsoever. That's what they do in Puerto Rico, though, actually. So, and that's how it is. So, Hispanic says everybody's American citizen, just like in New York. The only thing the local government actually is actually from New York is federal. Over there actually is Commonwealth. And the only thing that they can do is actually, like I said before, the difference kind of vote for the president and have the Congress, people, like for example, the Senate or representative, non-rep people, no rep people supposed to be there, no Senate people can be there, no senator people can be there from Puerto Rico, none of that. Okay, and that's how it is. That's all everything there is. But the power of the United States, about American citizens, like any other states, is part of the big, now I call it the big oval nation, the oval USA nation, because it's like you got a map and you put a big oval place, and the whole thing is USA. You got US Virgin Islands, you got Puerto Rico, US Puerto Rico, you got actually uh, Hawaii. That's all in the United States. Now, if you put, for example, US territory that is not American citizens, well, Samoa and Guam is part of it. That's part of the nation, but it's just mere U.S. territory. They don't born American citizens. Puerto Rico is part of the nation, one American citizen. For example, there are many people, black people from New York in the 1980s, and the black people do not consider California actually people. They not like black Californians, even though they're from the same race, between parentheses, because there's no such thing as a race, but human race. They are called species. What species? Black species. Mongolic species, they're mixed species. That's all it is. You want to know about that? Actually, see my stuff. That's all it is. So people